I want to start off this video by saying you've been lied to, and I have too. I thought that the best way to get abs is just a 6-minute workout. Now in this video, I 100% will guarantee that you will not get abs in 6 minutes. They say guaranteed abs in 6 minutes. This video is going to say not guaranteed in 6 minutes, because most guys think that they can get abs by doing a few crunches, but the truth is that you can do 1,000 sit-ups a day and still never see your abs. Getting abs is actually incredibly simple, but the fitness industry makes these 6-minute ab programs. Try this ab tool on TikTok shop. They do all this stuff and make it complicated in order to sell you something. That's just how it works. It's marketing. Because every single summer, the same thing happens. Guys will start random ab workouts, start cutting carbs, buying fat burners, hoping abs will just magically appear. But the truth is, abs aren't built in 6 minutes. They're not built in 30 days, and they're not built with a TikTok shop fucking ab tool, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't even know, man. The point is, in this video, I will show you the no BS way to get abs. The tips and tricks I've learned on coaching hundreds of people and on my journey as well. So here's the truth. You already have abs. Boom. Scene. We're done. Video over. No, but abs are a muscle group. They're like a bicep. They're like a chest. You actually have abs. They just need to be revealed. So the problem is they are covered by body fat, usually by a percentage in the range of 18 to 22%. That's why doing more crunches, more ab workouts, it actually won't help. It will build your ab wall, but it won't reveal the abs. So the key point is just you want to have low body fat, but you also want to have ab muscular development. And this fades into number 2, that diet is about 80% of the game. Guys, I track my macros every day, and I still sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes still go over my fat. Even if I'm trying my best to not go over my fat. Fat is in literally everything. Okay, it's in everything. If you eat too much of fattening foods, you have too much of fat on you. Now, I don't want you to run away from fat, because fat is actually really good for you. It's what regulates your hormones, but we want to get our fat from whole foods. We want to get our fats from like a salmon, of beef, chicken thighs. That is where, and eggs. That is where we want to get most of our fat from. That is going to help us regulate our hormones, boost our testosterone. The pizza, the burgers, the bullshit, shit that you get from like fast food places. That stuff we want to avoid like the plague. That is what is hiding your abs. God gave you abs, and you're hiding them. Okay. The good part is that you do not need some extreme diet. You don't need to be on keto. You don't need to be vegan. You don't need to be vegetarian. You don't need to be pescatarian. You don't need a crazy diet. You just need to eat whole foods and prioritize protein and avoid snacking. What we want, and in my opinion, I believe that you should track your macros, you should count your calories, but a lot of people can't do that. So I would just say prioritize your protein, making sure that you are, what protein will help you do is it will make sure that you are full, but you are not necessarily overeating. So when people go into a protein surplus, they automatically lose weight because they're just full. I mean, if you wake up in the morning, you eat 6 eggs, you're probably not gonna eat again for like 4 to 5 hours. That is significant, because what that does is it helps you cut down on snacking, which can add unnecessary calories, unnecessary fat, and basically hide those golden abs that I know that you have. If you just enter a small calorie deficit and look up your BMI, look up how many calories that you need. You don't necessarily have to track your calories, but you should have a good idea of, hey, if I go over 3,000 calories today, I'm going to gain weight. Hey, if I go under 3,000 calories today, I'm going to lose weight. That is how it works. It's input, outputs. There's nothing more than that. People want to complicate it, add all this other stuff. No, it's if you go over your calories, you gain weight. If you go under your calories, you lose weight. And then you bring it down to the macronutrients. So if you have too much fat, you gain fat. If you have too much protein, you may gain a little bit of fat, but you're going to have more muscle. You have too much carbs, you're going to look more watery. So we can have a whole video about macronutrients, all that job. But point is, eat mostly whole foods, prioritize your protein, and control your calories, as well as avoid snacking. And honestly, out of all of those, the biggest thing I will tell you to do is just prioritize your protein so you can feel full. The third point is lift weights. Don't just do cardio. Now, unless you're like training for like a marathon or, you know, like a big race, or you just really enjoy running, I wouldn't recommend you overly run. I'd honestly recommend you do something a little bit more steady state, getting in 10K steps a day, maybe just walking in general, right? Or maybe hit a light jog here and there, help out the cardiovascular, but you know, just kind of walking. Why do we not want to run too much? Because we don't want to enter a catabolic state, which produces a little bit too much estrogen, lowers the testosterone, makes you look a little skinny fat, okay? But that's honestly besides the point. The main point is that I want you to lift weights. This is how we're going to build our ab wall. You ever see a skinny guy who's really skinny and he doesn't have abs? Well, that is because he did not build his ab wall, or his abs aren't popping. They don't stand out. The way a person has stand out abs is because they have a very strong ab wall. This is due to lifting weights. This is due to putting weights on your ab and training your ab just like any other muscle. If you want a muscle to get bigger, you must damage it enough that it repairs itself stronger. So a lot of people think, oh, I want to get abs. You know what I'm going to do? Shit ton of cardio. No, that's just going to make you look skinny fat. So some good ab exercises are hanging leg raises. I used to do these a lot, especially when you're just starting and your abs aren't strong enough. This is a very beginner friendly exercise. It also helps build up your lats a little bit, keeps you stable, as well as crunches. Crunches are great. This is what I do now. I do weighted crunches and just progressively overload them on a machine. You can also do these on the cable, but personally, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't like doing them on the cable. Maybe I do them wrong. I don't know. I just feel like a machine keeps me way more stable. So I would recommend doing them on a machine first. And you can also easily progressively overload on a machine. Ab wheel rollouts. My homie loves these. These helps you keep stable as well. They also are another thing that builds your lats like crazy. Weighted decline sit-ups. This is something I do here and there. This is a very advanced workout. So if you're just trying to build on top of what you already have, this is something that's really good for building abs. What I recommend is train them 2 to 3 times per week or every time that you work out. So right now I'm on like a phase where I'm trying to build my abs like crazy. So, but I'm a little bit more advanced lifter. So I train them every time I work out. I just do 1 set of ab workout. Try to switch it up, but honestly, I'll be on that crunch machine 24/7. So this is where most people quit. Getting visible abs takes time. You have to take your time with this. Like I said in the beginning, man, it's not going to be 6 minutes. It's not going to be 30 days. It's probably going to be more like 6 months. But if you start now and you keep it going, you can have it for the rest of your life. There are people who are 50, 60, 70, 80, and they got crazy abs. So if they can do it, you can do it as well. Okay, so don't quit after 3 weeks. Don't quit after a month. Keep hitting it. Keep going hard, because you got to remember, they are already there. We are just revealing them to the world. So that's it for today, guys. Make sure you like the video. Please like the video. All right, do that. If you want any help on your journey to build abs, or just self-improvement, bodybuilding in general, DM me. One-on-one coaching on Instagram. All right, peace out.